Hey guys, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. This is your favorite tech savvy Okemute Fole NS. So guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to create a footer section of your website, how to customize it from the scratch, how to do all the designs, add all the images that you need to add. You do not need to use the already pre-designed templates that you have on Elementor or the particular theme you're using. I'm going to show you how to design it to your own taste, and one of the websites we're going to be using as a case study is called billpoint.co. So let me show you what the website is all about, so you get to see the footer section that we're trying to build right now. So let's scroll downwards. Okay, so you can see now this is their footer section. They call it the footer widget area. So I'm going to show you how to create something of this nature using Elementor. So if you're new on this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video so that YouTube will get straight to more persons. Also click on the notification bell so you'll be at alert whenever I drop a video on this channel. Okay, so let's hop in and see what we can achieve here in our Elementor work area. So this is my Elementor work area and we're going to get started ASAP. So for you to get started, you're going to you're going to start with adding a new structure. So I'm going to head over here to say add new structure, and I'm going to use to structure layout. Okay, and then I click at the top, then I'm going to head over to where I have my advanced, and I'm going to click on advanced, then come here to paddings. I'm going to say from the top it should be 150. Okay, so from the top I'm going to say 150, and then from the bottom I'm going to say it should be 100. Then from the right and left I'm going to say it should be 80. Okay, so this is it. Now I'm going to head over to my style, and then I click on background. So I'm going to change this color to something of this nature. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to add my text. So I come here to where I have my heading. I'm going to drag it in, and this is what I'm going to be working with. So come here. Okay, so head over to style, and you can change your color to something different. And then typography, I may not be able to get the exact typography that they used there, so I'm going to be using something like Ameto 1. Okay, and it might not be as bold as that, so this is it. And I'm going to say this should be 38, so that when I close this I'll see how it is. So I think this is perfect. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to add these images you're seeing at the bottom, these logos where you have your get it on Play Store and App Store. So how do I go about that? I'm going to drag in an inner section in between. So I come here to inner section, and I'm going to drag in between or underneath it. So I click here and I'm going to add image. So drag your image here, and then I'm going to head over to my media library to see if I can get the images I want to use for this aspect. So I click select, and then I'm going to align to the left hand side. I'm also going to click on the second aspect. I'll drag in image, and then I change my image I would love to use here. Okay, so this particular aspect need a lot of adjustment because the spacing between both Play Store and App Store is too much. So what do? I'm going to head over to column, and then I'm going to go over to advanced. Then I'm going to work on the margin. So from the left hand side I'm going to be trying something like minus 50, or let's say minus 60. When I close it I get to see the difference. Okay, still too much, so let's say we're going to be using minus 100. So close this and see. Okay, so you can see the gap now is no longer too much, right? So that's how to adjust it. And then the next thing you want to do is to come here and add your image, and then you see these two images here. How do you add them to this particular section of your website. So here's what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to come here to add in inner section. So I'll drag in inner section, and then one of the section is going to be the bigger image. So I drag in the image here, and then I'll have to choose the image I would love to work with. So this is it. I'm going to enter, and then this as well, I'm going to drag in image and then bring in the smaller image. So it has a lot of adjustments that we might be doing aside from just dragging the images I want to build with. So right here, I'm just going to drag this section to this way. All right, and then click on this section, this particular column. I come here to vertical alignment, and I'll say I want to be in the middle. So if you close this, you see that it's already making sense. So you can see right here, it's making sense already. So what's the next thing we're going to be doing is to add this bottom aspect you're seeing here, this other widgets area. So here's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to come here to structure, and I'm going to add one structure. Okay, so I click and I make some adjustment, go to advanced, and I'm going to say from the right it should be 80, from the bottom it's going to be 0, and then from the left it's going to be 80. Then from the top margin, I'm going to say it should be minus 200. Okay, so that's how I want it to be. And then the next thing I want to do is to click on this section, and I'm going to add style. I'm going to add background color. I'm going to come here and change the background color to something of this nature. All right, so the next thing I want to do is to go to border radius, and then I'm going to work on the border at the top and right. So from the top, I'm going to say it should be 100, and then from the right, I want it to be 100 also. So the next thing I want to do is to come here, click on this section, click on the plus sign, and then we're going to be dragging in an inner section. So you can see now that it's actually taking shape. So what am I going to do next is to click here again, go to advanced, and we're going to say the bottom here should be 40. All right, this is going to be 40. So the next thing I want to do is to click here, this main section now, go to my advanced, and I'm going to work on the padding from the top. So from the top, I'm going to say it should be 40. Okay, 40 seems to be too big, so let's say 30. And then from the right hand side, I'm going to say 40. This should be 20, and then this should be 40 as well. Okay, so you can see how it's taking shape already. So the next thing I want to do is to start adding my content, which is my logo, and then the write-up. So come here, I'm going to add a plus sign, drag my images, and then I'm going to be putting the logo here as the business logo. So you can see it right here. I say select, and then I'll align it to the left hand side, and then I'm going to drag this to be very small. Okay, so here is going to be my write-up. So I come here to my widgets, and I'm going to add text editor. So I just have to copy the write-up I'll be working with. Okay, so I'm actually trying to paste this particular write-up that I just copied, but since it's giving me issue, I might just go and bring in another um, particular text. I bring in heading, so I can easily paste and not waste our time. So you can see it right here. I go to my style, and I'm going to change the color to something like this, and then I'm going to work on the typography from semi bold to normal, and then work on the size, which is going to be let's say 16. So what I'm going to do is to delete this other aspect you're seeing here. So you see that we have this particular aspect. Now the next thing I want to do is to duplicate. So I'm going to say duplicate. All right, so I will keep adjusting. Okay, so I'll duplicate again because we needed about 6 sections. All right, 6 sections to be here. So let's see what we can achieve. So this particular section, I'm going to delete the write up and I'm going to make this be a heading. I'll say um, our services. Okay, and then go to style, then just try and make it bold to just make a difference. Okay, so this is bold, and then the next one is going to be company info and followers. So here I'll copy this now, come here and then paste. So this is going to be company, and then I'll also come here and paste, and this is going to be info, and then this is also going to be follow us. Okay, so now let's get to work. Now in this particular column I'm going to be adding my menu links and all that. So come here to where you have your style, or come here to widgets, and you're going to search for menus. Okay, so let's see menus that we have here. So we're going to be trying out a few of them to see the one that's actually going to give us what we want. So you can see here, so it's going to ask you to select a menu. So I'm going to be using navigation menu. Okay, so you can see our menus here, and then I'm going to align it to be at the left hand side. Alignment is going to be at the left. And then head over to your style, so you can make the color to be visible a little bit. So come here to color, you see colors here. Okay, so come here, let's see. So if we close this, we can see how far we've gone. So let's see how this works. Come here to style. You can work on the space between each of the menus. Now if this particular menu doesn't suit you, doesn't work well with the way you want, you can come back here and search for more. Just keep searching and see which one is going to work well for you. Okay, so I'm just going to take my time now and search and see which of them is going to fit in well, and then turn on this recording again. Okay, so I tried this particular menu called let me go back again to my section, so you see the kind of menu I use. So let's search for menu. So you see the menu I am using here. So this is the menu I use, this JKIT nav menu. That's what I'm using here. So if you drag in this particular menu, this is how it's going to display, and then you have to be the one to align it to the left hand side. You select the menu you want to be showing, which is navigation. You see the way it is now, home, blog, about, contact us. Okay, so you really want to make it to show in that particular mode that you want it to be. Okay, so let me just click here and delete it. Okay, you see display direction, is actually horizontal, so that's how you achieve that. So come here and let's delete this so we can work with just one. So I'll have to delete the first one. Okay, so you see it here and click here now. Let's see display option. You see expand slide menu settings and all that. So go to style and see if there is option for background. So for the background, I'm going to say I do not want it to have any background. I'm just going to, okay, I would love the text to have its own color. Okay, take the background out again. So look for the menu item style and see if there is option for you to change the text color. Okay, so we've gotten this. Now the next one is, let's assume we're also going to use another different menu again. So I'm going to copy this. I'll drag it this way. And I'm going to say paste. And then for this particular aspect, let's say I want to use information. So I'll go here to widgets and let's look for info. So you see info box. Let's see the one that is going to give us what we want. So let's see, let's drag here. Okay, this is not going to give us what we want. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm going to be using this particular icon list to list our services, and then for company, this one is going to be for services company info. Okay, so let's come back, services company info. Okay, so for this particular info now, we're going to be adding phone numbers and then their email. So come here to where you have info and we're going to be dragging some things in. So let's say this is going to also save. So copy this, come here, and you're going to paste. Okay, so here I'm going to say my phone number should be +234 8136967821, right? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to duplicate this, and then this is going to be email. So I'll say info at, okay, and then you see the option for follow us, which is their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and other places where they are available. That's what you're going to be adding here. So how do you get that? You're going to head over to where you have your widgets and you're going to search for social media. Okay, so you see social media icons and you're going to drag it underneath here. All right, so you see various social media handles. You can increase it, add, then go and change the icon library to, let's say we already have Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So let's say we want to add Instagram to it. it will bring you to your icon library and you're going to search for Instagram. That's how it works. All right, so but let's say I want to work with just the three that they made available here. So I'm going to be using square or circle. Okay, so I think circle is perfect, and I'm going to align it to the left hand side. Okay, and then I'm also going to change their colors in case I do not want it to be colors. I come here, instead of using official color, I can say I want to be a custom color where I get to say the primary color should be white and the object inside is going to be red or black. So you can see how it is. So that's how it works. Now you can also decide the icon hover. When you hover on it, what do you want to happen? So when I hover on it, I want the colors to change. I can say I want their background to become red, and then the inner color will become what? White. So let's see. So you see now when I hover on it, it becomes red and white, just like that. That's how it is. Then if you want anything to happen when you hover on it, like you want an animation to take place, you see how it is. So that's how to also achieve that. Now always make sure you're updating whatever it is you're doing, because you wouldn't want to find out that after all the whole process your work are not being saved. So you can see right here that it's making sense, right? So what am I going to do? I need to make some adjustments so that this thing will be well fitted. So what do? I'm going to close this now, and I'll just drag it to this side a little bit, and then I'm going to close this. Let's see how it is. Okay, so I think it's actually making sense at the moment. So that's how to achieve this particular aspect. So the next thing I want to do is to add the divider at the bottom. So how do I go about that? I'm going to come into my widgets area and I'm going to look for divider. So search for divider and see it here. So I'm going to drag it underneath. So you see the color is now going to be white. So go to style and you're going to change the color to something that is a little bit more visible. Okay, so another thing I'm going to do is to come here to where you have this particular section, go to your advanced, and then from the bottom I already made it to be 40. Okay, so let's click on this column. This is the column I want to edit. So I click on this column, I go to my advanced, and I'm going to say from the bottom it should be, let's say 30. Let's try 40. And then from 20. So close this and see how it looks. So I'll be working on just the bottom. That'll be perfect for me. So from the top, let's say 20. From the right, let's say 20, also 20. So close this and see how it is. So I think this is okay, right? So what I'm going to do next is these particular icons you're seeing here, they're not looking well fitted. So close this and we're going to be adjusting this aspect. Or we can as well still reduce the size of these logos. So you can see, let's reduce the size a little bit. So you can see now that it's looking perfect. So let me just quickly add the footer area where you have your 2023 copyright. You have 2023 copyright. I'm just going to copy that aspect out, and then it's privacy policy settings. So let's head over to where I have my Okay, so when you're done with everything, all you need do is to make sure that you save it. Okay, save it. So come here. First of all, you need to make sure that you add a background color that rhymes with the first one. So head over to your style also, and then look for a background color that matches. So everything is just going to be one color. So you don't have double colors, all right? So you can see right now both of them are having the same background color. So as usual, make sure you save. Then the next thing you want to do is to save this particular design that you have done as a template so that you can use it over and over on any section of your website that you want it to display as the footer widget area. Okay, so if I want to save it as a template, I'm just going to come here and I will right click on it, and then I look for the option of save as template, and I'm going to put in a name for it. I'll say my new footer widget. Okay, so that's how it works. And when you're done, just click on the option of save. Okay, so once it is saved, you can use it on any section of your website. All you need is to go to that particular page that you want it to be on, and then you're going to edit it to elementor, and then you come here to insert. Let's say for example we want to insert this particular one here again. What do? I'm just going to click on insert, so I do not need to start designing from the scratch again. All right, so that's the essence of saving your designs as templates so that you can use them over and over. So if you come here, scroll down, you see that I also have it here again. So you allow it to load, and that's how to create this particular footer widget using Elementor. Guys, if you got value from this video, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video so that YouTube will get straight to more persons. Also click on notification bell so you'll be at alert whenever I drop a video on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.